Hi everyone, welcome back to Kerry Code. In this video, we are going to solve one of the most common SQL interview questions. That is, how do you find the second highest salary? So I'll just walk you through the multiple methods, starting with the beginner friendly approaches and moving up to the advanced techniques using the window functions. So let's get started. Here I am using the database consistent. So use consistent. Next, I have already created the table named employees, having the columns like employee ID, e-name, department ID, salary and manager ID. Employees table contains 5 columns. Then I have inserted the values to the employee table. It is having 6 rows. Now let's see the data. Okay, if you see employee ID 1 with name LS, department ID 101, salary 60,000 and manager ID is 201. Okay, this is the data we have. Now we are going to find the second highest salary by using the various approaches. So let's start with our first one, that is by using the subquery. First let's analyze the salary column. Okay, here if you see we have salary as 60,000, 55,000, 70,000, 40,000, 50,000 and 80,000. So the highest salary is the first highest salary, that is 80,000. Now our task is to find out the second highest salary in this employees table. So if we see the second highest salary is 70,000. Okay, third row. Now let's see how can we find by using the subquery. First let's execute the subquery here. This is known as the inner query. So what it is saying, select max salary from employees. We have already seen the maximum salary in our employees table is 80,000. So we got it here. Now if we run this query, this will also give us the same output, because here also we are finding out the maximum salary. Here we take the maximum salary that is less than the overall maximum salary from the table. So now let's execute this. So if you see the max of salary is 70,000. So let me give the alias name for this max of salary. Okay. Now let's execute and see. The column name we are given it as highest salary. So the second highest salary is 70,000. This works in almost every SQL database and it is very beginner friendly. Now let's move into the second method, that is by using the order by and limit offset. We sort the salaries in descending order and skips the first one, will take the second one. Let's see how. It is mostly supported in MySQL or PostgreSQL. We can simply use this limit and offset. Okay. Now let's see the first one. Select the salary from employees, order by descending, salary descending. Okay. Now let's execute and see this. What it will do. It is just sorted from highest salary to the lowest salary. Now we'll give with the limit 1. Okay, limit 1 means it will take only the top one. We have ordered by the descending and we are taking with the limit 1, the first one. So if we use offset, then what it will do, what will be the result? Let's see by executing this one. If we see, if we give the limit 1, we got the output as 80,000, but when we use the offset one, we are getting 70,000. Why? If you see this one, it will be more clear. Limit means the first row will get. Okay, limit 1 and we have given offset 1. Offset 1 means it will skip the first limit, first row, and automatically the output will be the second row. If suppose here I have given 2, now let's execute this. First you can guess the output. Okay, limit 1 means it will give the first 80,000. Here we have given offset as 2, then it will skip 2. 80,000 and 70,000 will be skipped. And here we got our first row as 60,000. So let's execute this and see. Yes. Okay. Think now it might be clear, right? Limit means the first one. Offset will skip the records. Okay. Now let's move into the third method, that is by using the top. In the second method, we have already discussed that limit with offset is only supported in MySQL and PostgreSQL. Here we are using the MySQL workbench. So limit with offset will work here. If we see the third method, it is by using the top. So this is only supported in SQL Server. Okay, as we are using the MySQL here, it won't run. Okay, so let's see this in the web browser. Here I'm using the one compiler. In this, if you see here, we are having the languages. Okay, if I just click on this one, here we have some other programming languages as well, but we are mainly focusing on the database languages, right? So let's just scroll it down, and here we can see that we have multiple database languages available like MySQL, SQLite, SQL Server, PostgreSQL, Oracle, MongoDB. So based on our requirement, we have to select the database language and we can just execute our queries. So in our case, to show you the difference between the MySQL and the SQL Server, here I have been using the two tabs. This tab is having the MySQL and this tab is having the SQL Server as the language. We cannot directly execute our query here because this is online compiler, right? It doesn't have our data. So for that we have to create the table and we have to insert our data in order to run the required queries. Okay, so here I just created the table and inserting the values. Now we are going to execute this query in both the database languages and see how it works. Okay, this is SQL Server. It supports top instead of limit. So let's run and see the output. So obviously it will give 70,000 because it is the second highest amount. Okay, now if we run the same query in MySQL, let's see whether it is supported, it will give output or not. Okay, let me just drag it. Error at line 18. 18 means this one, to use near one salary. So it is directly saying that it is not going to support in the MySQL. I will just show you the limit case as well in both the database languages. So now let's see this in MySQL first. Okay, because it supports limit with offset, right? Obviously it will give the value. Okay, the second highest salary is 70,000 by using the limit and offset. Now let us run the same query in the SQL Server and see how it will react. Okay, it is showing an error. Okay, let's just remove this one. Now let's run it. Near line 22, yes, incorrect syntax near limit. I hope you got it. Like SQL Server works with top instead of limit and MySQL works with limit instead of top. Hope it's clear. Now let's move into the method 4, that is by using the window function known as dense rank. Here by using the dense rank, we will assign the ranks to the salaries and from that we can pick whatever the rank we want. Okay, so if we just see this, if you see, here it is assigning the ranks to the salary. 80,000 is 1, 70,000 is 2, 60,000 3. So it is sorted in the descending order by salary and it is assigning the ranks. So if we want the second highest salary, here we just need to give the 2. Okay, now here what is the second highest salary? 70,000, right? So if we just execute this, so here what it will do, select the salary from this where rank is equal to 2. So it will just give you this 70,000. If rank is equal to 4 means, then it will give, where is 4? 55,000. Okay, as we need the second highest salary, we can just use 2. Now let's execute and see this. Yes, our salary is 70,000. So in this similar fashion, we have one more advanced window function, that is the row number function. Okay, here also we will use the same query. We are selecting the salary and row number, order by salary descending. Okay, and we are renaming it as row number. Here we are selecting the required number. Okay, if it is second or third or fourth based on our requirement, we can just give it. Let's run and see this one. Okay, if you see, it's giving same 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, now if we execute this one, this will also give 70,000. Okay, so now let me just show you the difference between the row number and the dense rank. As the both are giving the same value, then what's the difference between these two window functions? So let's just break it down. Select star from employees. Okay, if you see here, we have unique salary amount, like it's unique. So now I'll just update Frank's salary to 70,000. So we'll be having the two highest salaries, like 70,000 with third Charlie with 70,000 and again Frank with 70,000. Okay, let's just update our table. Set salary is equal to 70,000, where employee ID is equal to 6. Here it is just giving an error like given in the safe update mode, so we have to unlock this one. So as we are using the safe update mode, it is not updating the value, so we have to turn it off. So to turn it off, we have to set the SQL safe updates to 0. So I'm just executing this one. So now we can perform the updates on the table. Okay, update employees, set salary equal to 70,000 where employee ID is 6. So it's updated. Now let's see our table again. If we see, we have 70,000 two times. Okay, now let's see the difference between the two window functions, that is row number and the dense rank. This is row number, right? So let us see the dense rank. As we discussed earlier, this dense rank assigns ranks to the salaries in the descending order. So just run it. Oh, first we need to check this one, right? Yes. Let's run it and check. Here if you see, while we are using the dense rank, it is assigning the same rank to the same amount. If we have 70,000 3 times here, then it will assign the rank 1 3 times. Okay, and the next rank 60,000 will be considered as the second rank only by using the dense rank. Okay, now let us see how row number acts. Row number, it will assigning the unique numbers to the salary. If the salary amount is same, still it is assigning the unique value. So this is the main difference between the row number and the dense rank. Now if you run this rank number, what it will give? It will give the second highest salary as 70,000, but according to our table it is not the second highest salary, it is the first highest salary, because we have updated the employee 6 with salary 70,000, right? So now let's see the difference between this more clearly. Okay, it is giving 70,000 row number. If we check the same thing for the dense rank, then it will give 60,000. So far we have seen 6 approaches to solve this second highest salary, but what do you think is the best way? I'll make it clear. If you wanted to select the strict second row, then you can go ahead with using the row number. If suppose if there are duplicates also, if you wanted to handle the duplicates correctly, then you have to go with the dense rank function. It will handle the duplicates in our table. That's all about finding the second highest salary in this SQL. Watching and leaving or writing and leaving will not help you. You have to practice these questions. Instead of the salary, you can create your own table with marks student table. You can use this dense rank and the row number function in finding out the marks, second highest rank in the class. Like that you can practice the questions, so that only you will just gain the knowledge on concept. If you want the separate concept, that is already available in our channel, just go and check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. See you in the next video.